بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And welcome all of you, wherever you are. And welcome you again with this lecture of Fatwa Life that comes to you Monday, the 3rd of Ramadan. The first question tonight. My mother used to live with the father of her husband. After his death, she found some money in a bag. The inheritance, her husband and three brothers, they all died except her husband. She was afraid that she's gonna say that she already hiding something. So she took that money because she don't want to get in trouble. She valued the money and made this charity. What shall she do? Well, first of all, the answer, this is an inheritance. Should be inheritance and should be distributed among the people who inheritance. Even if they died, they have inheritance in this. And these are the people with the right of getting that money and benefit from it, or to give it to charity, whomever they wish. And it's not up to you to do that in their behalf, unless with their knowledge. To free yourself from this, you have to go to the people who are still in the inheritance, who are still alive, and tell them what you did with the money. And most likely, they will allow what you did. And they will understand and they will appreciate. Inshallah, will increase in your garden and free your soul. The second thing about the messages of WhatsApp that has different dhikra with certain numbers, and it's not in a group matter. The answer, if these are the ones that are from the ones that known and well known and authenticated, and it means for educating, it is okay. We need to teach people the dhikr or to remind them with the remembrance of Allah. There is no burden with that. Especially when you're saying that these remembrance are not in a group or communal way, but it has the right meaning. And the other question, I'm a man that lives in the United States. I sleep at night. I work at night and I sleep at daytime, and then I keep fighting myself until Dhuhr time so I can combine Dhuhr and Asr. And he sleeps. He cannot pray Asr on his time, so he combined it with Dhuhr. Can you do it in that condition? I'm always tired. The answer, if it is too hard for you and you cannot wake up for Asr, you're afraid that the time will go out, Allah said, preserve the prayers and the middle one, Asr. Whomever left Al-Asr, then his deeds are voided. And whomever left it, as if he have lost his family and his money. So if it is like you are saying, and you're afraid if you didn't combine, that the time of Asr will be exhausted, Ibn Abbas said that the Prophet ﷺ combined Dhuhr and Asr and Maghrib and Isha in Medina with no fear, no rain. So he was told, why did he do that? He said, so he will not have burdens on his ummah. Ibn Athimi was asked something close to this. He said, some companies, the person works for 12 hours. And I cannot wake up in the masjid with the group. Can I delay Dhuhr with Asr? If not, how do I? That he alayhi salatu wasalam combined with no reason. If the person leave tired, it is okay to combine and sleep. But to say that the Prophet ﷺ combined uh, with no reason, that's not true. The Prophet ﷺ didn't combine except for a reason. What that hadith Ibn Abbas he showed. That's when he was asked. So that's the reason. So when there is hardship, what you have mentioned that guy, it is a hardship with no doubt. So we go back to the family dispute. A friend that want to leave her husband. She has several questions. Does she return the dowry or the others, the gold? Does she have a waiting period, and what is the condition of it? She have to stay there in the house. Does they sleep together? Expenditure in the house. What is the rights and duties for each? So you want to know all the details that has to do with that matter. She wants Allah's mercy and acceptance. The answer, with Allah said, there is no burden on them for what she had paid for herself. Meaning, if the gold, it is something part of the dowry, then it will be have the same rule like the dowry. And that's different from the traditions of cultures. Now, is the khul considered divorce or separation? If it is divorce, then he requires three things, three periods. The waiting has to be like 3 months. And whomever said it is first meaning the separation, then it is one period only. And there is different evidence that shows that it is one period at the time of the Prophet ﷺ. Now, if she stay in the household of her husband, she do not, the one who has khila with Allah Azza wa Jal saying, and fear Allah your Lord, do not take them out of their houses and they don't leave unless they come with adultery that's clear, and these are the boundaries of Allah, and whoever go beyond this, he have transgressed among himself. Maybe Allah will bring something good. Why? Because the khul, it was allowed to take the harm of the dispute between the two, and she have given her right in the dowry, then she should be freed and not to be a prisoner in the household of her husband, in the house that she's complaining the harm in it, nor with this person that she is having a problem with. That's why she have bought herself out, bought her freedom, so we should not leave her in that household. So she should go to her parents or anywhere she wants. The khul takes the rights of the expenditure, but not the kids. The rights of the kids stay there. They are still full, not shortened at all. Some people in our Eastern countries, when they divorce their wife, they divorce the kids too. Not the wife. Also, he divorced the kids. So he stay away from all the rights or duties on him. Try to humiliate their mother or to break her heart. How could he sleep in his household calmly, thus knowing that there is wrong things towards his closest people to him, his kids? With that, he's putting the thorns in his own life, because the kids will have ill feelings for him in the future. And one day he will cultivate that. In America, Amja, they have this decision about khula. Originally, it should be done with an agreement between the husband and wife. If the husband did not allow it, then she can take it to uh, the Islamic court or to Islamic institutions if it is outside Muslim countries. And if there is no arbitration between, and there is no way for arbitration, and the reason of the dispute, they decided that if it is from the husband, then the arbitrators they put the separation with no compensation. If they agreed on the principle of khula and they disputed the amount, then the court will decide what is that. بتحط الفعل خاصة عند النساء آخر واحدة عشان عند النساء بيشكوا متحضرين. So this is part of what came in the decision of Amja about Khala. And ask Allah Azza wa Jal to correct between the Muslim families and to put the harmony in their household. Another question, if someone gave his son clothes, can he give it as charity, knowing that the father might not like to give it charity out of misery, and he get angry? If he knew that his son gave that clothes, well, he should not obey his father in that regard. First of all, if he gave someone a gift and he owned it by holding it, he is the decision maker on that matter. He any way he wish. I start with this because we have something. We have a saying that the gift should not be given as a gift or to be sold. No, yes, you can. He owned it. Once he owned it, he could do whatever he wants with it. Just like any other thinking on. But we are looking at a special condition about a father who is very miser. He gave some of his kids, and he don't like to see them give it to anybody. So we tell him maybe it is better to just hold it for a while and benefit from it yourself. That is better to satisfy your father, and you could give a charity of something else, and you could make your father happy with that charity later on. To give charity by giving is not obligatory and it's not rejected. It is allowed, but it's going to change the make the father sad. No, give charity something else with something else and leave this one just to make your father happy. One of the imams asked, I represent the Islamic center in Oregon, and I take give marriage, and I had the following situation, and I need to know what is the guardian of the lady. She's Arabian. Her mother was divorced when she's little. She had another husband. The daughter don't know her father at all. The other stepdaughter, they raised the woman. He's just like the biological father. She got older. She's young. She's 27 years old. And years ago, she came to the United States without her biological father. When he found out, he did not like it. So he promised, threatened. So she found out about his threats. So she's afraid. So she asked for the asylum to protect herself from her father. And she was granted residence in here. Now she wants to get married for a Muslim brother. But because of the asylum, the woman cannot contact her father, their biological father. So what do we do? Can her stepdad be her guardian? He the one who raised her and spent the money on her all these years. That her father abandoned her, knowing that she is still a virgin, and if not, what is the solution? First of all, let's agree there is no marriage without a guardian, and agree that the guardianship is only in the asal, which is the fathers, the sons, the brothers, then the uncles from the father's side. The father will grant her, and then her son, then her uncle. So if they are disputed, then the authority is the authority for those who have no guardian. Because, the nikah has voided without her guardian. So how do you apply this in here? If you cannot call the father, because the dispute you cannot solve, and you cannot get any of her guardians, then it goes to the authority, since there is a dispute. And here, the Imam of the Islamic Center, he will be the Islamic representative. But there is a point. The Imam can allow to represent him to give her hand away. He is not the guardian, but he has the guardian to make him representative for the guardian, as an appreciation for raising her. A question: the contract. I am the one who signed on a company. I received 5 million dinar from so and so to invest in this company, and the profit was expected 40%, 2 million dinars, divided between the investor and the owner of the company after 6 months. At the time of loss, they agreed to take care of the loss in each one half. This is al-mudaraba, and there is observation here. What is al-mudaraba? To pay the money to whomever invested for part of the profit. It's the profit on what they agree on, and the loss on the person who owns the money, and on the profit on the percentage, not as a specific number, nor it is percentage of the principal. I can't give you, tell them I'll give you $1,000 or 20% of the principal, but I will give you from whatever Allah give us from the profit. Not to guarantee the worker, the one who work with no problem. The person with the money, he loses money, and the worker, he loses his work, his effort. Unless they are working, like they have a company, we all work in it. We all are in it. If it is like that, that's a different issue. So the loss on the principle of the money, and the other one loses effort. If the money is from all and the work from all, then depends on the percentage in the money that's invested. The profit should not only on the, because the profit you can bring it with the money, you can also get it with the experience. Yes, he put 10%, but he's entering that field. The reason, because of the experience. Just like you get it with the money, also with the experience. So it should not distribute in the profits, not only the percentage of the money. It's what they agree on. We could have an expert, he want that we're gonna give him 50% profit. Yes, it is allowed. But at the time of the loss, if the money is from everywhere, this has to be the percentage of each person. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك، استغفرك واتوب اليك.